Hello, this is Debbie Happy Cohen, founder of Joy Based Living, and I'm really excited to be in this emerging conversation about healing complex post traumatic stress and also spirituality. I'm thinking today about the nature of existence and how the feeling that who have been healing from CPTSR, complex post-traumatic stress, the healing is I exist, my feelings exist, my needs exist, my desires exist. I exist as my own entity, as my own person. I'm not just a glob of somebody else's projections, negative or positive. I'm thinking about how, the scapegoat gets the negative projections of somebody else and the golden child gets the positive projections of somebody else. But in either case, it's traumatic because who are you? What is your nature of your existence? What are your preferences? What is your personality? Then we have the other end of the spectrum, which is within the field of spirituality, we are taught to abandon ourselves to the field of nothingness and everythingness. And that field of pure potentiality is where everything gets created. And it's very exciting. Well, I don't know if it's a fine line or it's a paradox. I'm gonna use the word fine line. There's a fine line between that field of infinite nothingness being an experience of abandonment that comes from toxic shame and abandonment that comes from freedom to create. And I think sometimes people use spiritual bypassing of I'm going to go into the field of nothingness when what they're really doing is re-traumatizing themselves because their needs are still being overlooked, because it's really terrifying if your needs have not been met. Needs for being seen, needs for being reflected back from another human being. You exist. Your feelings, your needs, your desires exist. And I think about, I come from a Jewish tradition, and the Kabbalistic rabbis who were the mystical piece of Judaism, they were not allowed to become Kabbalistic rabbis. They were not allowed to learn the Kabbalah until they were in their 40s and they had to be married. What does that mean? That means that they're living within a world, within a framework, within a community where they're grounded. So if you don't have a sense of groundedness within your own existence, I think it could be harmful to go into the field of abandonment of creation. I mean, if we're infinite beings, you have a million chances. So it's not, you need to be afraid. It's more, do I have toxic shame, and do I have self-abandonment that needs to be addressed? And is that what's really terrifying to me? Would I rather just keep abandoning myself in the field of spirituality so I can avoid the feelings of fear of around self-abandonment? The positive note is that once you have faced your fears of abandonment, of the black hole of emotional abandonment, and you start integrating your own feelings, your own needs, and your own desires, then when you do let go into the field of pure possibility, magic happens. It's like there's an alchemy of because you're standing inside of self-worth. So I'll say it another way. If you go into the field of pure potentiality and creativity from that field of nothingness, but the underlying vibration you have inside of yourself is unworthiness, what are you going to manifest back? You're going to get mixed results. You might see lots and lots of love, but then you might get back a lot of betrayal or abandonment from other people, in which case you end up in a fight with humanity once again, somebody's going to have to lose and somebody's going to have to win. There's no real peace in that. So I think where I'm going with this is just to bring to the light of awareness the need for kindness to oneself, self-acceptance of feelings, needs, and desires within oneself, and the joy of creativity and pure potentiality will reflect back a lot more joy when you are seated in a position of worthiness and wholeness on the inside. So this is a leading edge emerging conversation. This isn't something I've heard somewhere else. I'm just bringing pieces together from things I've studied over the years. If you have thoughts or questions, please share them in the comments, and we'll see where this conversation takes us. Thank you very much for being here, and I will see you on the next video.